I know you guys saw that shit. Oh my God. So we never do videos like this. I never at least do videos like this. But we're not going to record the podcast this week. And I, as you all know, have to, if there's one thing in this world that I ever have to talk about, oh my God, it's Superman. It is Superman. That Superman trailer just dropped, like literally just dropped. What time is it? It's 9:42, less than an hour ago it dropped. And oh, like let's talk about it. I don't even really know where to start. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? Let's start with David Cornsweet, right? Found out, or not found out today, but realized today the man's initials are DC, which makes a whole lot of fucking sense because this is the guy that's going to carry this company on his back for the next decade. He is Superman. This movie's not out yet. I know that. This movie is not out yet. I know that. I know that this movie's not out yet. But look at him. Look at him. He is Superman. Long time followers of mine know that I used to have this dream, this thing I used to do called the DCCU, which was my idea of a DC cinematic universe, akin to the MCU. And if you go back, 2021, who did I cast as Superman? David Cornsweet. When I first saw David Cornsweet in Hollywood, it was the middle of COVID. I said to my friend, I looked over him. I went, this guy right here, he's going to play Superman. He looks exactly like Superman. And oh my God, he looks exactly like Superman. He looks like he encapsulates the character. And I think that that is the most important thing going into this movie. That is the thing that I wanted to see the most is a Superman that really encapsulates everything that I love about this character. And I could spend days talking about everything I love about Superman. It is an endless list when it comes to that character. That character is, I think, the greatest fictional character of all time. And I think a lot of people have him wrong. I think that the movies recently, listen, I'm not going to get into it, but the last movies starring Superman maybe didn't convince people that he was anything other than boring. And I think that James Gunn has the ability to do that. I don't have any reason to believe that James Gunn is going to do anything other than provide us with a Superman that encapsulates the hope that is the core of the essence of that character. I mean, my dog's going crazy. I just mean, it's hard to imagine, I feel, a world where James Gunn can't do that because he did that with a raccoon. I have a tattoo. Is it this? Right? It is this arm right here of Rocket Raccoon. And I wouldn't get that if I didn't believe that James Gunn had created an excellent character there. And he kind of molded Rocket from the ground up, but Superman is defined. Superman is a character that is very well defined and he exists already. And I just think that James Gunn gets it. And there's a lot of quotes coming out. James Gunn talking about Superman. He is this eternal beacon of hope. He is this endless source of good in a world where maybe goodness and kindness is frowned upon. Maybe it's looked upon as weak. So you have this guy who is the most powerful being in the entire universe. And what does he do? He wants to be good. What does he want to be? He wants to be human. There's nothing more that Superman wants to be than a normal person. He just thinks that his powers allow him to do good, so he's going to do good. And I think that that is incredible. That is such a message that is so important for today. And I think that James Gunn really, I think he gets it. You know, I think he gets it. Let's talk more specifics of the trailer. Crypto. Oh my God, Crypto. Crypto. I have a dog now. I understand the power of dogs. Superman has a dog. That dog is adorable. Kind of looks like my dog. My dog I just think just putting Crypto in the movie is such a fun thing. I we've never seen Crypto in a Superman movie. I don't think we've seen him in live action before, but never in a Superman movie. And he looks incredible. He looks like a cute little fluffy dog, kind of like my dog. Do you want to see it? Okay. And I love the look of it. I think that there is overall in this trailer a very uncanny look. I think that this is something that people have pointed out. The color saturation is a bit different, especially Metropolis. It looks very bright, very colorful, very unreal. And I think that that is maybe intentional. James Gunn talks about this movie, he talks about the DC universe. It's a fictional universe, not in the way that Marvel is. Marvel's the world outside your window. DC is a world of mythology. It is a world that is drastically different from our real world because superheroes exist and they've always existed. It is more akin to a fantasy world like Lord of the Rings than it is a world like Marvel. And I think the layer of unreality to it, the layer of this place that maybe shouldn't exist. I think that that is the point, and I think it'll look. I think it looks good, but I think people are complaining about it, and that's fair. It looks very saturated. I think it will look better definitely on a gigantic, movie screen. Oh, what else? Lois Lane, Lois fucking Lane. Rachel Brosnahan looks incredible as Lois. I think the core to the Superman character, the core to a good Superman story, I think lies in Lois Lane, especially Superman origin. Lois Lane is us. Lois Lane represents your normal person. She represents a cynical, not that everyone's cynical, but you know what I mean. She represents society in a sense where society is cynical. Society doesn't believe that a man like Superman could exist or maybe even should exist. And so when he does, and Lois Lane falls for him, she's meant to show the arc of humanity, that humanity doesn't trust this guy at first. Humanity has no reason to believe that a man like this can exist. And when he does, he inspires us to be better. He inspires Lois to be better. Lois, by all accounts, if you read comic books that go over his origin, at first Lois is so skeptical. She's skeptical of the world. She's a reporter. She's seen the worst of it. And so to see all of the goodness in the world manifested in one person who is impossibly powerful. And again, all that person wants to be is good. That inspires her. That inspires her to do better. That inspires her to be better and to believe in hope. And again, hope is the core of this character. Hope is the core that I think is the reason that this character is eternal, is because, and I read this in the back of Birthright. I'm not going to say that I said this first. Mark Wade put this first. When you have a character like Superman who really realistically could do anything he wants, be anything he wants, it shows that, and the restraint that that character shows, it shows that his true power and the true power in the world is not strength, but it's compassion. It's restraint. It's the fact that Superman has all this power and all he wants to do with it is help others. Compassion is the truest power in the world, and I think that that is what a lot of people are forgetting, is that it's not we here we go. We maybe shouldn't be bound by the things that we hate, but we should be bound together because we should all love each other. I just think that Superman teaches us that. He's an alien that is far more human than many people living today. And I don't think that that's because people are inherently bad. I don't think people are inherently evil. I think people are good. I think people want to be good. I think that this is a world currently where it's impossible to believe in that. And so I think when you go to a Superman movie, what you want is to believe that someone like him could exist. And if they did, that they would be good. And if Superman can't be good, if Superman can't exist, then maybe your neighbor's good. Maybe the person next to you is good. Maybe everyone around you is good. Maybe that it sheds those barriers that block us from each other. And I think that that is what is so important about this character, is that his humanity reminds us of our own. And that's why I love Superman so much. And I think that that is why Superman is so important. You people call this character boring, they just don't get it. He's not boring. He's an inspiration. You're supposed to be inspired. And I think a lot of people today, for better or worse, because of the way that the world is, it's hard to feel inspired. It's hard to stand up for something. But as the tagline says, the tagline of this movie is so simple. It just says, look up. Don't be afraid to be inspired. Don't be afraid to have hope. It is as simple as that. Look up and hope for something better. I think that that's incredible. I think that that is incredible. I think that this movie looks amazing. Metamorpho, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific. Who else we got? Guy Gardner. What the hell? He looks silly as fuck. Um, I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I think who else we got? I'm trying to remember who else is in this trailer. Lex Luthor. I mean, listen, it's hard, I think, to talk about Lex Luthor today in such a political climate because obviously maybe someone that has a big, part to play in the world maybe Lex Luthor is kind of based on them. So to remind people that that guy is not our friend, that that guy is our enemy trying to turn us against each other. I think that's important. People are going to call it woke. I don't give a fuck. Superman's woke. Superman stands for everything. I just think that this movie is going to be important. I think that this movie is going to be powerful. I think that it's going to remind us just how human we all are, and that today it's it is hard to be inspired. It's hard to stand up for something, but when you have someone like Superman who says it's okay, I think that reminds us all that we're gonna be okay. Yeah. Uh, this kind of was very long and rambly. I feel like I didn't really necessarily talk about the specifics of the trailer very much. It looks really fun. It looks really vibrant. I love the colors. It just looks like a Superman movie, and that is what I want to see. That's what I've been waiting for. It's been 11 years since Man of Steel, and I don't even really like Man of Steel. I haven't seen a Superman movie in my lifetime that really spoke to me, and I think that this could be it. And I think that if this succeeds and we get to see the DC universe as James Gunn intends, as the comic books have plotted out for us, as these characters deserve to be shown, I'm very excited for the prospect of that. And I will be seeing it day one. Obviously, I'm going to be getting all the merch. I mean, you can't stop me when it comes to Superman. I love Superman, and I think I'm going to love this movie. So, yeah, I'm really excited.